Fantomex is the latest Series 5 card in Marvel Snap and is a really cool card on paper. But once you put him next to the other Series 5 cards and even Series 4 card released this month, the conversation around him gets a lot more complicated. Let's dive into the full review so you can know whether or not he's worth your 6,000 tokens. Hey, what's up, everybody? Kicker of Elves here. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. Happy New Year. And to ring in the new year, we've got the latest Series 5 card in Marvel Snap, Fantomex. Fantomex is a 4/6 activate that says if you've had cards discarded and destroyed, afflict front row enemy cards at each location with -2 power. So this is a 4-cost activate. Let's not beat around the bush at the review here. This is easily the worst card released this month. And let me temper that by saying I don't think this card is totally unplayable. I've seen some reviews that are just like, this is like very hyperbolic, very bad. This card is fine, but you have to ask yourself, with the amount of cards they're releasing and at the 6,000 token price, is fine something you should be investing in? I think a good comparison for this card is Omega Sentinel, who is also a 4-cost activate, who has the afflict the highest power enemy card here with -7 power text. Now, a lot of thoughts around Fantomex, given that he is an activate card, is what if you get this into a Jocasta and Prodigy lane? So if you've got a Jocasta in a location with a Fantomex and a Prodigy copying the Jocasta, and you can activate Fantomex, and you've met Fantomex's condition, you can already see this is a long way to get to where he's even doing anything. Fantomex will go off 5 times in total. Same thing with Omega Sentinel. For Omega Sentinel is going to afflict -35 power on the enemy's board. For Fantomex, it's going to be, what is that, -60? And playing for a 466. That's, full stop, that is game winning on its own. But the problem with that is that you're activating that on turn 6, and your opponents also have to meet conditions too. It's not only that you've had cards that you, the player, have had cards discarded and destroyed. Your opponent needs to fill up the front row of each location or have their front row cards revealed going into turn 6 when you have this activated. So if you've taken priority or they haven't filled out some of the locations, his afflict, it just gets zeroed out. It's -10 power that he's potentially doing. Whereas Omega Sentinel is auto-targeting. It's going to look at cards on the board. If it has the highest power, zap, zap, zap. So even though everything goes right for Fantomex, he can be very powerful. Literally everything has to go right. You have to have your Omega Sentinel. You have to have your Jocasta. You have to have your Prodigy. You have to have a cards discarded and destroyed. You have to either not have priority on turn 6, which opens yourself up to getting blown out by a Cosmic Ghost Rider, giving your opponent's chance to fill up the front row locations, or they have to do that for that true wombo combo to go off. And when I was playing with this card, I was like, okay, let me check out I haven't really experimented with Marrow, haven't experimented with Wild Child. Clearly this season they are pushing the discard and destroy cards deck. Another comparison here is if you think about in October, if you're playing a lot then and picked up the Zombie Horde cards, where it's like, oh, they're introducing a new archetype. This is a similar idea, but they haven't put out enough supporting cards. At the beginning of October, we only had, I think, Zombie Scarlet Witch and Zombie Giant Man, which, now 2-3 months on, it's clear those are the 2 most important cards in that archetype, along with the Hunger. Fantomex feels like it's supposed to be the Zombie Giant Man of the discard and destroy cards archetype. Feels like he's the big power pop-off. Even if you're not doing crazy Jocasta stuff, this card plays for, at max, a 416. That's incredible stats. But it's clear now that after trying, I will go through a couple of decks that you can check out. I really make it clear this is like a 2 out of 5 star card. I do not recommend you pick this card up unless you are trying to stay collection complete. That's really the only thing. Normally I'm like, oh, well, if you love this deck archetype, you could use him. Not even going for that route too. Going back to the Horde comparison here, it feels like Fantomex is a Zombie Giant Man for a deck archetype that destroy and discard, where we're still missing the Zombie Scarlet Witch. Like we're missing the full engine here. We've really only got Wild Child, who's pretty easy to make a 2/9. That's good stats. And of course, Marrow. Marrow is significantly better than Fantomex stuff. Probably just better to just throw Marrow into your destroy decks and just have fun with the afflict than try to mess around with Fantomex. But right now, the discarded or destroyed, deck archetype, there's only 3 of those cards. it's missing some pieces. It feels like, again, we are missing that Zombie Scarlet Witch. We are missing that core engine of the deck to make it good. So if you're just looking for the too long didn't watch, or just jump out before we talk about decks, you don't need to pick up Fantomex. This is an easy skip. If they buff him to a 4/7, then like he's all right, but this card is asking you to do way too much. Let's go over a few decks and we can talk about just what's going on. And if you've already picked up Fantomex, if you got it in the the snap pack that's releasing, where it's just free for the login, or you just picked them up randomly, there is some stuff to do. Don't fret. This is not unplayable garbage. It is just when we're thinking about the broader spectrum of decks. Like I had some decent run with Fantomex. I was playing him in Conquest. I was like, oh, this is cool. Then I went up against a fastball special Nimrod Destroy list, and it's like, oh yeah, why would I be doing anything with Fantomex when I could just play any of these other decks that are significantly better, don't require anywhere near as much hoops to jump through, and just put out more points on the board? So let's check out a couple of decks. So this is kind of the Wombo combo idea. We've got the Prodigy and the Jocasta in here. This is leaning into like, let's meet the condition of Fantomex. Let's get a card discarded and destroyed, and let's stack Fantomex in a Jocasta and Prodigy location, and then just rely on his -60 across the board to win the location. It is very hard to do that. It is already, if you're playing a lot of Activate Surfer like I did this season, even without the natural predators of Deafening Chord and Cosmic Ghost Rider being very abundant, it is just hard to set up that location in a lot of sets. So getting Fantomex set up and having the condition met is difficult. We've got Black Cat to discard itself, Wild Child and Marrow, since we're already trying to discard and destroy. Airwalker in here. If Airwalker's destroyed, he'll pull in Fantomex. You're already starting to see where it's like, we're playing Airwalker. This is not a good card. Sometimes when they release cards like, when Doom 2099 first came out, it's like, oh, this is gonna bring Dr. Doom back. Yay. Fantomex is triggering you to play bad cards like Airwalker to try to cheat into him to make his, to help with meeting this very hard condition. This deck did okay, but I think going in on the Jocasta Prodigy stuff, if you're trying to do that, you're probably better off just doing the Omega Sentinel or Activate Surfer route. So your backup game plan, where like the rest of these cards are trying to enable Fantomex, is like a respectable Surfer game plan that's going to put out decent mid-range points. Another deck we looked at where it's like, hey, let's get rid of the Jocasta crap. Let's stop messing around with that. Let's just play a normal discard and destroy style deck where we're just trying to meet Fantomex's condition. He can just play for a max 416. That's plenty good. And then we've got Wild Child for power. We got Venom eating our Marrow and our Wolverines, and Gambit to blow something up at the end of the turn, or at the end of the game. This felt better, but again, I was playing this in Conquest, having like, oh, this is pretty cool. This works. This is an interesting sort of deck. And I went up against Fastball Special Nimrod Destroyed. It's like, oh, what am I even doing with this? This is horrible compared to that. If you're playing against Merlin Werewolf stuff where it's, making run a Shadow King or a Deafening Core to hit your Kid Omega, it's like, what's all this then? What are we really doing here? If you wanted to go the Wombo combo route, it's honestly probably better to like get rid of a Blade and throw in Kid Omega, so you can at least like get your Kid Omega and do the Wolverine like destroy proc for doing Fantomex stuff. But yeah, also not good. Roram Plays cooked up this list that includes Fastball Special and is doing more Morgan Le Fay stuff. But, and Roram, very talented player. But for me, I'm looking at this trying to play. It's like, we're running a deck with Morgan Le Fay and Airwalker. I think Morgan Le Fay, maybe it's a skill issue, I think Morgan Le Fay is a very bad card. So like, we're already running a deck that's trying to do Morgan Le Fay and Airwalker stuff. What are we really doing here? So Fantomex makes a couple of decks. He can do the thing when he goes off. He's good value for it. But if you're trying to hit Infinite, if you're trying to win an Infinity Conquest, if you are trying to really do more than just like play that, like if you absolutely love the idea of discarding and destroying cards in the same deck, if that just for whatever reason is making dopamine go off, then yeah, he's certainly a part of that deck. But that deck is just frankly not very good. None of these are putting out tons of power. Like, you're better off doing any of the stuff the other cards released this month asked you to. You're better off doing Aurora stuff and playing a fun like non-standard pile that's pulled together by Aurora's on reveal effect to give it retroactive synergy. You're better off doing Maverick stuff that's putting huge power into locations and going for big combo pop-offs and just being very fragile to tech cards like Cosmic Ghost Rider and Deafening Chord. You're better doing chamber ramp stuff. Chamber ramp, some might say, is the best deck in the game right now, where it's just playing bigger cards, playing better stuff. Like, it's any of those cards you're going to have a better time with than Fantomex. So if you want more hard-hitting card reviews that actually place a value on the tokens and difficulty as to get to your count, if you want in-depth deck guides, we've done 3 deck guides just this week alone on some really cool decks, hard-hitting meta analysis using untapped premium data and more, you're already in the right place. Hit that subscribe button. We are now less than 200 subscribers away from hitting our 1,000 sub goal, which will let us join the Marvel Snap Creator Program. Been pretty much a dream of mine for the past 3 years, and with your support, give me your energy. Help me form that spirit bomb so we can monetize the channel and join the creator program. Thank you all so much for the support. If you're already subscribed, if you're just watching for the first time, hey, hope you're enjoying the stuff and getting some value out of these videos. And yeah, like the video, leave a comment. Did you pick up Fantomex? What do you think of him? If you just want to talk about random Marvel, if you have any questions related to Marvel Snap, I'll reply to those. If you want to talk about meal prep going back to work next week, I'm here for those recipes. And all rambling sign off aside, I'm Kicker of Elves. Here's Fantomex. Don't get Fantomex. 2 out of 5 stars. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.